Hey you guys, what's going on? Kim here. Today is Thursday, and I would like to tell you guys a throwback story. I have not done one in quite some time, and actually, to be honest, there's a lot of things I haven't done in quite some time. I definitely took my father's passing extremely hard, and I just kind of hid myself away and buried myself into home and just being here. And after going home in April, I feel like that helped me cope a little bit more. And now I'm able to actually listen to my dad's. I can hear his voice and I don't cry as much anymore, if at all. I can watch his videos and I don't turn to complete crap. So I definitely feel like things are getting a little bit easier. And since his passing, so many more memories have come flooding back, and I want to share those with you guys. So today, I'm going to give you guys a throwback story. This is one of the last times that I went yard sailing with Angry Grandpa. So a couple summers ago, we were in South Carolina, and I was hanging out with my dad, and we were sitting there and we were talking, and he just said to me, he goes, "Kimberly, you want to go yard sailing with me tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'd love to." I hadn't been yard sailing with him in a long time, so I thought, yeah, great, I would love to go. He said, "Alright, there's a few things I need to look for, so I'm gonna hitch the trailer up and we're gonna pull it around, we're gonna go look for some stuff, find out some good deals." I'm like, alright, cool, I'm down. Let's do this. So that night, I get back to Michael's house and I get a text from my dad, and he's like, it said, "I pick you up at 7 a.m. I'm like, dang, like, people really yard sale that early? Like, I've been out of this loop for quite some time, but I'm just like, okay, no problem. Yeah, that sounds good. So I go to sleep. Next morning, I wake up, alarm's going off at 6:30. I'm like, oh, why did I do this? Why did I agree to this? But rolled myself out of bed, went and got in the shower and got ready to go. Right at 7 o'clock on the dot, Grandpa comes rolling up with his trailer, rolling behind him, change dragging. But here he comes, ready to go yard sale, like 7 o'clock on the dot. So I get in the car, we start going on. He's like, "I'm gonna show you where to go to good neighborhoods. I'm gonna show you where the good places at." I'm like, all right, cool. I had just gotten some cash out on the way back to Michael's the night before. So I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get some good stuff. So we pull into this one neighborhood and we see the yard sale signs pointing. So we start going that way, and Dad's like, "Dang, look, these places, you imagine living one here?" I'm like, "Nah, Dad, I can't." Like, "Me neither. You imagine how much it costs to heat these places, to keep them cool?" We see this one sign, we turn onto the road, we pull up in front of the house, and we have the trailer on the back, and Dad looks over and he says, "You see that, Kimberly? God damn, that looks like a nice freezer over there. That's something I'm looking for. Let's go see how much you want for it." So we go up, and they have this nice freezer, like open freezer. And Dad really, for some reason, felt he needed to like hoard all types of meat in freezers. So he always had freezers packed full with hamburgers and pork chops and chicken, you name it. He always had freezers packed full. So I'm thinking, you really need another one? But whatever, it's what he wants, it's what he's looking for. So we go up there. Dad gets out the car and we go up and we're looking around. And so we're walking up, we see the freezer, and Dad walks up to him and he goes, "God damn, Kimberly, I don't see no price on it. Go ask him how much you want for it." So I look around and I see the person that I believe is doing the sale. So I walk over to him and I'm like, "Hi, excuse me, sir. My dad and I were looking at your freezer and we were wondering how much you want for it." The guy looks over and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'd like $3.50 for it." I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, let me go tell my dad. Are you crazy? So I walk over and I'm like, "Dad, he wants $3.50 for it." Dad's like, "Huh? God dang, he trying to get all his money back?" I'm like, "I don't know, Dad, but that's what he said is $3.50. And Dad's like, "This goddamn yard sale. I'm gonna go talk to him." So Dad walks over there and he's like, "Sir, my dad said you want $3.50 for this freezer?" And the guy's like, "Oh, yes, sir. It's brand new." My dad's like, "But you know this is a yard sale, right? You ain't gonna get $3.50 for it. How about this? I give you $1.50 right now, cash." The guy looks at my dad and he's like, No, he's like, the lowest I'll take on it is 300. My dad's like, huh? God dang. If that thing work? The guy says, yeah, I can plug it in for you and everything. And my dad's like, all right, plug it in. So the guy goes over, he pulls out this long extension cord, plugs it into the freezer, and we're looking at it, and it's working, it's starting up, it sounds right, doesn't sound like there's any problems, it's clean. Dad's like, you still ain't gonna get 300 for it, right? I give you 175. Man looks at my dad like he's totally offended. He says, sir, the least, my bottom dollar on it is 275. Dad's like, well, you better get that bottom dollar down a little bit more. How about it? I give you $200 right now. And he pulls out $200 in cash and shows it to the man. The guy looks at it, he's really annoyed, and the guy's like, no, I can't do it. So my dad's like, all right, good luck, man. And so we get in the car and we leave. We are driving around, we go to other yard sales, we're checking out, we don't find another freezer, so it's later in the day, and Dad's like, all right, we're gonna go back there, Kimberly. We're gonna see if he still got that goddamn freezer. If he still got it, I'm gonna get it for 175. So I'm gonna get it for 150. So I'm like, all right, you're driving, it's worth a shot. So we go back into the neighborhood, we pull onto the road, and as we're pulling on, we can see the freezer is still sitting there. So Dad's like, that goddamn freezer's mine. So he pulls up in front of the house, and he goes up to the guy, and he's like, huh, what's your freezer right now? I told you we're gonna sell it for that price. The guy looks at my dad, and you can tell he's really, really annoyed to see that we're back. Like, he does not want to see our faces. He's probably pissed. He's had this freezer out here all day. Nobody's taking on it. Clearly, my dad was right. If you're doing a yard sale, you're not going to get the full price of what you paid for it. That's just how it works, okay? So my dad looks at him and he says, all right, man, I'll give you 150 for it. The guy looks super pissed, but I have the feeling that I was right. Like, he was not going to want to keep it. He was obviously trying to sell it, and he doesn't want to carry it back in his place. So my dad, the guy looks and he's like, oh, 150 is just too low. It's too low. How about 250? My dad's like, man, I can't do 250. I don't have it on me, but I got these $200 bills right here. And he pulls out his money, and he's waving that $200 around. He says, if you sell it to me right now, $200 cash, and it's out your yard. The guy was super annoyed, but he finally agreed. He's like, all right, deal, just get it out of here. Dad looks at me like, told you I was going to get this freezer. We're sitting there, and now here comes the realization of, how are we going to get it in the trailer? Like, how are we going to transport this back to your place? So my dad looks at the man. He says, yo, buddy, you got a dolly we can use? The guy says, well, don't you come with one of those if you're looking for a freezer? My dad looks at him like, obviously it's like the wrong thing and tone to use with Grandpa. So my dad looks and he's like, all right, man, goddamn, I give you another $10. You got a dolly we can use? Man's like, yeah, it's right here. And he brings the dolly out. So my dad legit gives him another $10 to pay this man so we can use his dolly to get the freezer from his front yard to the trailer. So that pissed my dad off. So we're sitting there, we're struggling. We got it up on the dolly. I was able to get it down there. We were struggling to get it on. We had just laid it down. And the guy's like, can you guys hurry up and get the dolly back? Because I need to use it for a few other things. My dad's like, God damn, man. We're going as fast as we can. You want us to fly it home? We're going to get it out of here, sir. Just give us a few goddamn minutes. This dude looked floored. Like, he looked shocked. Like, he was not expecting someone to speak to him like that. And my dad just looked back at him. He's like, we'll be done in a minute, goddamn. So we get it laid down, and my dad takes the dolly and just kind of, tosses it to the side a little bit. So the man comes back over and he picks up the dolly, and he's just like, all right, thanks a lot, man. Just get the hell out of my yard. Just get out of here. And my dad looks at him and he goes, all right, you know what, man? Why don't you go ahead and give me my goddamn money back? And the man just looks at him and he was like, excuse me? And my dad's like, I ain't doing business with you no more. Give me my goddamn money back right now. And the man's like, you know what, I don't want to do business with someone like you anyways. And he takes the $200, not even the $10 that we paid for the dolly, and he just does like a whip with the $100 bills right at my dad. And he's like, unload the freezer. My dad's like, oh, you want us to goddamn unload it? You want us to be quick about it? Okay, goddamn Kim, come on. I'm like, okay. And I see my dad, he goes over and he hops in the driver's seat. He's like, come on, Kim, get in the goddamn car. So I get in the car with him. Next thing I know, he floors it. And the freezer was barely on. Like, we had to push it. We just had it on there. And when he hit that gas, that thing went, flew right out the back and just started sliding down the road. And the man standing there just like, what the? And he's flipping out. And I'm in the front seat. And I look over at my dad. He's like, motherfucker, you with the wrong goddamn person today. So we're flexing down the road. I'm laughing hysterically. My dad's got the money crumpled up in his hand, and he just like sticks it in his cigarette pocket. He's like, Kimberly, you hungry? You wanna go get some goddamn Chinese food? Come on, let's go eat, baby. And that's what happened. After sending a freezer sledding down the road, we left out of there, flipping the bird, and went and had Chinese food. And that is the last time I went yard sailing with my dad. I'll always miss it. Yard sales will never be the same. Anytime I'm out, I will always think about him. He will clearly always be in my heart and my memories, and I'll never forget him. And I have so many more stories that I want to share with you guys, but this is the start. That was the last time I went yard sailing with Angry Grandpa. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this throwback story for today. And as always, if you did, like, subscribe. If you didn't, like, subscribe. Have a good night, guys. I miss you, Dad.